Okay, follow me do a little dance. Today is Sunday. I hope you can hear the song. Sing hallelujah. Jehovah Jireh has done me well. Come and join me, sing hallelujah. Jehovah Jireh has done me well. Come and join me, sing hallelujah. Jehovah Jireh has done me well. Come and join me, sing hallelujah. Jehovah Jireh has done me well. Come and join me, sing hallelujah. Jehovah Jireh has done me well. Come and join me, sing hallelujah. Jehovah Jireh has done me well. Jehovah Jireh has done me well. Come and join me, sing hallelujah. Jehovah Jireh has done me well. Come and join me, sing hallelujah. Jehovah Jireh has done me well. Come and join me, sing hallelujah. Jehovah Jireh has done me well. Come and join me, sing hallelujah. Jehovah Jireh has done me well. Come and join me, sing hallelujah. Jehovah Jireh has done me well. Come and see. Okay, let's stop there and go to the business of the day. Hold on. Okay, so welcome to my channel. I greet everyone. If you are coming across this channel for the first time, please subscribe and ride with me. This is a ride we're going to do together and share knowledge, tips, life hacks. It promises to be interesting. All right. And my name is God's Love. It's also the name that's the name of the YouTube channel for now. I might later change it to Late Nights with God's Love, because I do these things late in the night when I finish my, what I have to do for the day, and when I'm a bit relaxed, when I'm trying to meditate. Okay. So today's topic, I'm going to be talking about maintaining a work-life balance, or snapping back, taking back your life, getting your life back. All right. In life, there are issues must happen. Everyone goes through some things in their life every once in a while. Things happen. There are changes in life. You can meet a brick wall, you can meet stumbling blocks, you can take a hit, there's always something that's happening. There's one form of stress or another, but there are some life-threatening or life-changing issues everyone passes through at least once in their lifetime or once in a while, right? People have accidents, people go into, some traumatic experiences like sicknesses, and they are lucky to survive it, So it takes a toll on them. There are some life changes. Some people lose their parents early in life. You see people that turn to be orphans, so a lot of experiences, you know them already. So I'm here to talk about some things and how to cope and how to take back your life, how to snap back to life if you pass through, those kind of traumatic experiences. Even false accusations can take a toll on you, right? So what I'm talking about today is getting your life back. When you pass through those things, there is hope. You have a chance of getting your life back, getting your groove back, going back and bubbling again, and smashing it again, right? Acing through life again. What I would say, acing through life. Okay, so How do you do that? One of the very best way to do that is making sure you have your emotional and mental state is balanced. Emotional and mental state is balanced. Your health is in check. And what are the ways to do that, right? So I will talk about making deposits in your resilience bank account. So apart from your normal financial bank account, everyone should have a resilience bank account. And when you make enough deposits, when you have good deposit in that resilience bank account, it helps you to snap back into life, to snatch back your life from whatever that came to take it from you, right? Okay. Now, what is resilience? Resilience, we all know resilience is flexibility. Resilience is elasticity. Resilience is being able to snap back, when you are pushed to the wall. How do you get back? Do you allow yourself to get rotting on the wall, or do you fight back whatever it is that is fighting you? Animals in the forest, that's how they all have survival tactics, right? When we used to watch one channel in DSTV those days, Nat Geo Wild, you see all those animals, they have a way of, God has given them ways of survival. And anyone that misses it, most times get caught. Like some of the not so powerful animals, like the lamb, the sheep, those ones that are not the ones that are what we call herbivores, right? Those ones, probably their own strength is moving together in a herd, right? But the lion is being swift, the tiger is being swift, the elephant uses his weight, and the crocodiles, they use how they hide in the water. Before you know it, they come out and how attack. Their own is to attack, right? So everyone has a way of survival. But for us humans, sometimes we take things for granted. So we need to, I'm here to talk about how to be conscious about making deposits in your resilience bank account, so that when life issues come, it can shake you, but you'll be able to snap back and take back your life, okay? So if you have tap roots, like a tree that has, long tap roots, like for trees, if they have long tap roots and long, they are very rooted in something. That's why the English people will say when you are rooted in something, they're able to withstand storms. Like the way an Iroko tree is going to withstand a storm, it's not the way a pawpaw tree, for example, will be able to withstand a storm, because pawpaw does not have tap roots like that, and it's not strong enough. But Iroko tree takes time to build up, those tap roots, and all those roots go far and make it stand very strong. So as humans too, we need to be intentional and be careful about making constant deposits, and make sure at every point in time our resilience bank account is well stocked. Okay, let's move ahead. I've talked about what resilience is durability, strength, being being quick to recover. All right, so being able to rebound, being buoyant. Okay, now I've also talked about life will always happen. Nobody runs away from it. Life will always happen. Things will always come. Some people have accidents, losses, huge losses, money, financial problems, money losses. Some people, go into wrong investments and lose huge sums of money. We have heard of people that, they took their life because of they went into so much debt, right? So things will always happen. Some wrong decisions, and the like, right? People go bankrupt. So how do you, if you find yourself in your own issues, right? How do you make sure you're able to snap back and take back your life and be able to give life a knock on the head and snap back to life? Okay. All right. Now, so with all that is happening around you, Also remember, if you're an adult, you need to also work or do your business to make money. So when life is, around you, is knocking at you, trying to knock you down, you don't just fold your arms and just face that. Remember, you also need to combine it with your family life and also go to work and make money or do your business or do other things, right? If not, it will be what we call double wahala for daddy body. Because if you are not making money to take care of yourself and life is also knocking you, it becomes a tragedy, right? So you also need to balance that while you are going through whatever you are going through, while you're going through that phase of your life. I call it a phase because it's going to pass. You also need to work. So how do you balance that and not break down or totally lose it? Okay, so now when that thing is happening, and you need to balance your work and your life. What is happening in your life is your life. Your work is a way of making money and taking care of yourself and your family, okay? So 4 things can happen. Either you are thriving, either you are surviving, either you are struggling, or you are broken down. You are broken down. So either you are thriving, either you are surviving, either you're struggling, or you have totally broken down, or I'll say in crisis. Okay. Then let me define these terms. So if you are thriving, it means you're able to, you can say, well, I got this, I'm in control, I'm taking charge of it, right? You consistently perform. You are performing, you're able to reason properly. You are coherent in your speech, in your reasoning, in your decision making. You are focused on your health part. You're able to sleep well. You have good appetites. Do the things you normally do, like exercises or taking care of your family, and still go to work and be able to, if you serve customers, if you, whatever you do at your workplace, you're able to efficiently do those things. It then means you are thriving, but you're passing through that life issue and you're still thriving, right? Some people become bereaved. You see them going to work the next few days. We heard of a pastor in Nigeria that lost his wife and still conducted. This is a wife he loves very well. It's not that they were having a relationship. A wife he loves very well. He was still able to go to conduct a funeral. I think funeral for someone else. He got that news. He was broken at that point, but so he was able to. When I watched the video, how he was explaining what happened to him, I said, this guy got it. That was a blow on him. This is a wife he loved so much. Everybody knows they were having a good marriage, right? And there was no sickness. She just traveled and died. So that's an example of someone that was thriving in his own life challenge that happened to him suddenly, right? So now, so if you're able to handle your life issues that way, or you're able to consistently perform what you ordinarily would normally do, like he has already arranged to go for that funeral at that time, he was still able to go, in as much as he was in deep pain, right? So you can say you are thriving. You also need to watch it. You don't need to cover up. You also need to watch it and make sure that you are doing the right things, okay? Then, or you are just surviving. You are nervous. If you are surviving, you are nervous, very nervous. You are inconsistent in your performance. Maybe you see that if you go to work 5 times a week, you are probably only able to go to work maybe 3 or 2 times. You're just barely surviving. Inconsistent thoughts and performance. You don't think straight. You don't. Sometimes you make mistakes even at work. Probably if you are working in a place, maybe they need to give injections. You find yourself, you might even be giving wrong injections to people, or not the correct amount, or generally your decisions, you might maybe you forget your car key. Some people have even forgotten their children, where they drop their children, they forget, they just, things happen like that. So you find it difficult to adjust to that change. Daily life decisions becomes difficult or incoherent. You're not able to perform optimally the way you normally perform. Your thoughts, you're always, straining in your thoughts, right? And you're nervous. Okay, in your body, you might start having headaches, persistent headaches. You might start taking pills, right? So in that way, but you still be able to, know your whereabouts, able to do the things you're supposed to, but you're not performing, you're just surviving. Then the third stage is either you are struggling. This one, you now begin to have persistent fear of what is going to happen next, fear of you can't speak out, you can't even go out and walk. You panic, you are in anxiety mode, you are hopeless, you are exhausted. There is there's a poor performance in whatever you do, right? There's difficulty making decisions. You might now rely on help from here and there, right? So you're fatigued. In your body, you might have aches and pains. You are restless, in your sleep, you are disturbed. You're disturbed in your sleep. And some people might start taking substances. That those are people, they say they are doing drugs and all that. Start taking substances to cope, those kind of things. At that point, you need help, right? Then the final one that is really, 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 really bad is when you are in crisis. Okay? You can't survive this. You are in distress. You have loss of memory, loss of function. You have nightmares, panic attacks. You're unable to sleep, except maybe you're taking sleeping pills. Strange thoughts to harm oneself. Some people have that strange thought to harm themselves or harm someone else. Or taking their own life, feeling numb in their bodies. Then there's substance abuse. So what do you do so that you don't get to this point of distress or surviving? So that you don't get to that point of you being distressed or struggling. You can get to surviving, but at least to avoid struggling and being in crisis. So what do you do? Okay, and these things are a gradual thing. If you don't check it, it comes gradually. It doesn't just happen once, it comes gradually. That's why you need to check it. You need to get resources and know exactly what to do. Okay, so make sure you're making deposits in your daily. Make sure you're making deposits daily in your resilience bank account, and consistently doing that. Be intentional about it. And what are these deposits? These deposits are things that will build your confidence. If you're someone that's normally you're confident, you always keep your head above waters. You speak out when it's needed, when it's necessary. You find out you need to improve on the things that will give you confidence. If you are someone that you want to probably learn new things, go to formal education or informal education, make sure you put in the efforts to do those things. So be intentional about building your confidence, growing yourself in things that make you happy, right? If you have a passion, maybe to go into a trade or to go into, like some people are lawyers, but they come out and say, okay, they want to be tailors or something, go into fashion designing. If that gives you joy, they do it in a very very big level. Go for it. So if it's things that makes you showcase your talents, then go for it. Things that make you happy. We've seen lawyers that in Nigeria, someone they call Falz. So he was a lawyer, but now he's a musician and he's doing it well and enjoying it. So things that make you happy and build your confidence and showcase who you are, and gives you joy. So build yourself in those areas. I'm not saying that if you're a trained lawyer and want to practice, you can't. I'm just giving examples. Just generally, it mustn't be book, right? So invest in things that make you happy daily, on a daily basis. Do that. Give things that give you more power, financial power, social power, emotional power, any kind of power that gives you power, like power to thrive. Invest in those things. Things that make you focus. All right? Things that build your dreams, and not things that take away from them. If you have your dreams, you want to become something that you are looking forward to, invest in those things. Make sure you're investing in those things, and don't let anyone come and tell you, oh, talk you out of it. Walk away from anyone that will talk you out of your dreams. Stay with people that will help you build your dreams. Stay people that will encourage you to do the right thing in building your dreams, especially if those things are good things. Then self-care. Don't joke with your self-care, because your body is going to be your landlord for life. Until you leave this earth, your body is going to be your landlord. So take care of yourself. Self-care. Take enough water. Exercise frequently. Take a walk. Clean up yourself. Self-care generally. Take care of your health. If you need to go for checkups every once in a while. It's suggested that if you are growing older, at least once a year, go. Even if you are not ill, just go and see your doctor. Run through some checks in your body. The doctors know the counts, whatever they need to check to make sure you are in good health. Then emotional and your mental health. Don't joke with it. Everyone has mental health. I'm not talking about mental health issues. Like just like you have your physical health, you have your mental health. Mental health is just, sometimes when we talk about mental, people think, oh, this person is crazy. No, everybody has a state of their mental health. It's just how you're able to stay focused, how your emotional level is, how you are able to think, how not to allow anyone mess up with your head, manipulate or gaslight you, trying to truncate your reality. So invest in your emotional and mental health. Create your boundaries. If anyone is trying to tear you down, create your boundaries. What you can take in that will build you. Remember, I'm talking about things that will build you. Always invest in things that will build you. Anything that wants to tear you apart or tear you down or destroy what you've built, create your boundaries. Make sure you protect your space. Sanitize your space. When I was living in Nigeria, the country is we have a lot of mosquitoes there. Before you go to bed, because those mosquitoes, they must always look for a way to get into your house. No matter how you put mosquito nets, they must always try those ones. They must always look for a way to enter your house, right? So before you go to bed, what we normally do that time, we disinfect. Is it disinfectant now? We use something they call, what is it called now? We used to call it mobile and all that. We disinfect the place. Mosquito, something that kills the mosquitoes, right? Something that makes them stay away from us. So we'll sanitize. Let me just say sanitization. We sanitize the whole room where you're going to sleep. Because those mosquitoes, they hide in places waiting for you. I don't know if they have eyes, or maybe they have eyes, but they are very tiny, tiny little things, and wait for you to sleep. When you are sleeping, that's when you are vulnerable, because you don't know what is happening around you. That's when they come. I think they go to your ear, go and dance their dance and find out if you have slept. Then if you have slept, that's when they will now come and start biting all over the places. And they take your blood, they suck your blood and put germs. Is it germs now, or whatever poison they put in that causes malaria illness, right? I'm not a biologist, I'm not a doctor. So that is how it is with some humans, if you don't create your boundaries, they look around, look as in L-U-R-K, they look around and wait for when you are vulnerable to now attack you. When you have slept, that's when they come attack you, right? So make sure you use that thing we call, is it disinfectants? I've forgotten the name. For 4 years now, I've not been to Nigeria. I've forgotten the name. It's not coming to my head now. Disinfect your environment, sanitize your environment. Make sure you don't have anything that is going to come attack you in your vulnerable moments. Be smart to know, do some sampling, test people, know who you surround yourself with. We always say surround yourself with people that surround themselves, but you have to be very careful, you have to be very intentional with it. And don't let a repeat of whatever they've done before, or don't let it happen again. Don't, be very careful. Creating your boundaries is not a thing. It's psychologically proven to help you maintain a good emotional and mental state. Okay, then invest in your relaxation. Go on, if you can afford it, go on vacation. Relax, take some holiday. Maybe away, if you have kids, maybe away from the kids, so that you don't go on holiday and keep working. But if you can't help it, you can also take your kids along. Just everyone, at least allow people cook for you that period. Allow people clean your space for that period, right? You need it once, and even if it's once a year, you can afford it. If you can't afford it, you can do what they call staycation. Just give yourself, just look for a way to relax. Give the things you can't do, you cannot finish, especially women. You can't finish everything. You can't finish all the house calls. You can't finish everything. Give yourself time before you start having blood pressure issues or something. And also always test yourself, especially if you have that kind of those kind of illnesses in your family. If it's your family, what's it called now, history. Know your family history and make sure that you check those things that are in your family history. Make sure you check them and you don't get into it at all, or you get into it earlier than that is required. Some illnesses must always come, like when you grow older, things might come. Maybe when you get to 80, you don't expect to be as healthy as you are when you are in your 30s, but at least don't start having those illnesses when you are, like when you're 30 something, you're having high blood pressure, 40 something. No, it shouldn't happen, right? So make sure you check yourself and make sure you protect yourself. This deposit into your resilience bank account I'm talking about, it helps you maintain a good health. You have a healthy living. It helps you a lot. Then set your goals, smart goals. Smart goals helps you to not just increase your finances. It helps you to take stock of your life, be accountable. When they say smart goals, things you can measure and give it time. Okay, all right. So make sure you stand up for something. Make sure you're standing up for something, not for everything. Make sure that you have values in your life, things that have deal breakers. Like I can't go more than this. If you have values, I can't steal, for example. I can't steal. So no matter what it is, even if you don't have money, know that you are going to steal. If they bring down such opportunities, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, because it's going to catch up with you in future, and you wouldn't be able to have enough sleep when you're supposed to have enough sleep. You'll be thinking, what have I done? So be able to stand up for something. No deal breakers. If this thing is happening, I'm not going to take it. I can't do this. I can't go beyond this. And also know how, you allow anything to come and stick around in your life. Okay, all right. So be able to, I thought about making a deal breaker. Then your spirituality, whatever you believe in. If you believe in God, make sure you are relating with your God, right? And doing what he asks you to do. Then take care of your body. I've talked about taking care of your body, and that is, your body is your permanent landlord. You're going to stick with your body till the day you leave the earth. Okay, then keep your environment safe and live in a place where the best place you can afford, right? Like in Lagos those days, there are people that live in places that they can afford it, but they live in places that traffic in the morning, they're stressing to come out. In the evening, they are stressing to go back. I'm like, why? Why will you stress yourself like that? When they can afford to live in places where, they are in Lagos place. Lagos is a city that has, it's a small city in space, but it has population explosion. As at the last count, it was 20 something million people, but now maybe it's up to 40 something million people, because there's a lot of reproduction and people coming. I heard as at when the last two governors, Fashola was the governor, he was saying 1,000 people coming to Lagos to settle down every day. I don't know how how true that is, but imagine the population explosion with the little infrastructure and so it's a city that is one of the worst cities to live in the world. When it comes to the world, in terms of the pressure, there is so much pressure in that city. But because it's the commercial capital of Nigeria, every young person wants to go there, because you have a lot of great opportunities when it comes to Nigerian space. You have a lot of opportunities. People come there with just a plastic bag, and they start building houses after a few years if you work at it. Okay, so there's a lot of pressure. So you need to manage. If you don't manage that pressure, you find yourself, people, like when I'm talking about living in an environment that is safe, at the best you can afford. So I used to watch them. They go from where they call some, I'm not going to mention the places now. They are struggling to go back from work. When they're coming out, they are never against traffic. They're always in traffic. You see them saying 4 hours. So when I went to pay for a place that I don't have to stress myself that much. Some people were thinking I'm crazy. No, I'm not. I know what I was doing. I don't like anything to stress me in this life. I paid for a place. It was expensive, that I could live in. When I'm coming to, I just drive, few minutes or max 30 minutes, go to where I need to go to and come back. Except